So I made a poll asking my subscribers on how a person gets the karma seal, and everyone gave me their opinions. With some I agreed with, some I didn't. But in this video, I'm going to give you my own opinion, because there is one theory going out that you have to kill an Otsutsuki in order to earn a karma seal, and I completely disagree with that. So I'm going to give you my opinion, and whether you agree or disagree, it's entirely up to you. But if you're new to this channel, subscribe and hit the notification button, because I do Boruto videos on a weekly basis. So without any delay, let's start with the first time we properly got introduced to the karma seal, and that is when Momoshiki gave it to Boruto. But then he uttered these words. He said that you cease to be an ordinary person when you kill a god. So by doing that, he gave Boruto the karma seal, and then I think people then automatically assumed that what he meant with ceasing to be an ordinary person is being a person with the karma seal, because then he branded Boruto with it, right? But the reason why I think that what Momoshiki is saying is a bunch of hot air is because of why he calls himself a god. First of all, we know that Momoshiki sees himself as above any other life form, so therefore him dubbing himself a god is something that is not unusual for a narcissist, and we know that Momoshiki is a narcissist. Secondly, god is a title. There are many characters in the universe who have been dubbed a god before. A god is a character that has achieved great feats that cannot be done by an ordinary person, or a person that cannot die through ordinary means, right? Let's look at a few people who have been called god. Naruto has been called a god because he can blow up mountains and lay the entire world to ash. Sasuke can actually use his Rinnegan and capture the tail beasts, so he can use that to lay the world to ash. Hashirama has been called the god of shinobi. Hiruzen has been called the god of shinobi. The Jubi itself has been called a god, and people even started worshipping the Jubi, right? So Kaguya herself, who merged with the tree to become the Jubi, was worshipped as a god. However, the only person who did not refer to Otsutsukis as gods is Toneri. Instead, he referred to them as celestial beings, and celestial beings are something or someone that comes from the sky or outer space. He basically called them aliens, right? So Toneri is the only person that is not calling them gods. So Momoshiki dubbing himself a god is, I think, a bunch of hot air. Now let's look at the Otsutsukis and what actually makes a god. So a god is someone who is immortal, someone who cannot die. We know that all the Otsutsukis can die because they actually rely on using chakra by converting it into either chakra pills or eating chakra fruits in order to extend their lives. They would not do that if they could not die. Also, chakra can be used to extend your life. Like, say for example, Madara extended his life by connecting himself to the Gido statue, and he died straight away after he pulled himself from that connection that he made. So that right there confirms that Otsutsukis can die, and the same person who is in charge of the Boruto manga, the one who writes the stories, wrote Boruto the movie, the novel, and in there he states that Kaguya is dead and that immortality does not exist. And since he is the writer and this Boruto universe is his universe, if he says that Kaguya Otsutsuki is dead and that immortality doesn't exist, then that is what is canon from now on. So I'm gonna go with that. Otsutsukis are not immortal and they are not God. So whatever Momoshiki was saying is a bunch of hot air. So him saying that killing a god seizes a person from being an ordinary person is a bunch of hot air. So what has this all got to do with the karma seal? Well, first of all, it dispels his whole babble about ceasing to be an ordinary person once you defeat a god, because he is not a god, he is just an alien like Toneri said. And second of all, I don't think killing him actually gives you the karma seal. And I'm gonna give you all the proof why. So the main reason why everyone thinks that you have to kill an Otsutsuki in order to get the karma seal is obviously because Boruto killed Momoshiki and then he got the karma seal, right? But this was quickly disproven when Kawaki came around. So people also thought that Kawaki killed someone in order to get his karma seal, and that was quickly disproven because we saw that Jigen actually passed on the karma to Kawaki. So then that was quickly disproven, but then people gave Jigen the same theory. They said that Jigen actually killed a Otsutsuki in order to receive the karma seal. And I think that the karma was just passed on to Jigen, just like Jigen passed it on to Kawaki. And let me give you evidence why. I read different translations of this manga chapter, and Jigen basically said the same things in both translations. So I'll read one translation to you. So Jigen basically said, after he heard that Boruto has the karma seal, he said that Dan Momoshiki, he managed to bequeath something while he was in the verge of death. So Momoshiki managed to give Boruto the karma seal before he died, meaning that the death of Momoshiki was not what gave Boruto the karma seal. Killing Momoshiki does not give you the karma seal. He quickly did it before Boruto managed to kill him. So there you go. It proves that the karma seal is actually passed on and that you don't have to kill an Otsutsuki to get it. So therefore Boruto got it because Momoshiki passed on the karma seal to Boruto, and Kawaki also got it not because he killed an Otsutsuki. It is because Jigen passed the karma seal onto Kawaki, and therefore it must mean that Jigen also got the karma seal and it was passed on to him by someone else. So it proves that you don't have to kill an Otsutsuki in order to get the karma seal. And number 2, Otsutsukis can die without giving you the karma seal. Number 3, the karma seal is something that is passed on, not gained by killing. Another thing I want to mention is that everyone says that if all Otsutsukis die, they give you the karma seal, right? Well, so far the only Otsutsuki that has been mentioned to have the karma seal in order to pass it on has been Momoshiki. Kara always talk about Momoshiki, and they don't talk about any other Otsutsuki. They don't talk about Kinshiki, they don't talk about Urashiki, they don't talk about Kaguya Otsutsuki, they don't talk about Hagoromo, they don't talk about Toneri. They only talk about Momoshiki, because Momoshiki is so far the only Otsutsuki to have been confirmed to have the karma seal to pass on. It has not been said about any other Otsutsuki, so I am not gonna assume or say that every other Otsutsuki has it, because it is not factual, it is just a theory. Now let's talk about the reasons why Momoshiki passed on the karma seal to Boruto, right? So I think that the Otsutsukis have a plan B before they die. Kaguya's plan B was creating black zetsu, possibly because number 1, the karma seal was not invented back then when Kishimoto was writing, and number 2, since the karma did not exist and Otsutsuki's always have a plan B by assumption, she created black zetsu. So I think that Momoshiki passing on his karma seal to Boruto is a plan B in case he loses his life, and that is exactly what he did before he died, like Jigen said. I actually released a video talking about the karma seal and what it potentially might give you, so go in the description and check that video out below. Now I think the karma seal works just like the curse seal. I think that Momoshiki is pulling off an Orochimaru here. Now what does the karma seal do? I think that the karma seal has benefits for Boruto, the person who is branded by the seal, and it also has benefits by the person who gives the seal, in the same way Orochimaru gives people the cursed seal. So we know that Orochimaru first of all creates a vessel by giving the vessel the cursed seal. He then trains the vessel so he can later get the body, and that is the reason why he would train the vessel, right? So the same thing can be said for Kawaki, because Jigen was training him on how to use the karma seal, and he said that Kawaki would basically have no purpose in life if he did not know how to use the karma seal. And I think that he is training Kawaki because he probably planned on taking Kawaki's body, and I think that Momoshiki does the same with the karma seal that he gave to Boruto. So I think they are all trying to pull an Orochimaru here. Now the question is why, and I want you guys to think about that in the comment section down below. And remember that this is all just a theory and it's not confirmed, but I want you to know your opinions in the comment section. More evidence that it is a contingency and that Momoshiki is dead, but at the same time he has made a contingency plan in order to keep himself alive, is based on the effects that the karma seal has on Boruto. So whenever Boruto is minding his own business, sometimes the karma seal does ache and then he does get visions of Momoshiki. In the same way, Kawaki's karma seal does hurt a lot, as he has confirmed that, and he also has nightmares about Jigen, but we haven't seen it being caused by his karma seal, right? So when Sasuke had the cursed seal, he also got voices of Orochimaru, and that is when he actually lost control when he was fighting against Itachi. So I think that is the main reason why Momoshiki would give someone the karma seal. Yes, it does give the benefits like attacks and chakra boosts and the ability to absorb chakra and all that, but at the same time it acts as a way for him to return in case he is killed. And that is basically what I think it means to be a vessel. So click on the left for evidence and proof that Kaguya Otsutsuki is died, and click on the right for my Jigen's dojutsu video. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I want to know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and bye.